Here is an EOA Live LeGrand story.
The Union County Warming Station is in the process of preparing for their third year of operations. The warming station has no permanent shelter, however, and their scheduled site for the season, already approved by the Grande Planning Commission, has been appealed by a group of local citizens. We spoke to signatories of the appeal about the reasons they are asking the Grande City Council to reconsider.
Hi, I'm Marco Rennie, and I'm co-owner of Marketplace Fresh Foods here in LeGrand. The store's been open for about 6 months. I came to the Grand because of a number of things. I love rural communities. I've grown up around rural communities throughout Oregon and have long had a connection with them. I believe that people's values are stronger in the rural communities, and that's one big part of what drew me here. In looking at LeGrand, what I saw was a town that was beginning to revitalize itself. And I liked what I saw. I saw a lot of renovation of buildings that were occurring, particularly in the older districts, everything from a bowling alley to a theater to the building that we're currently in. And I'm intrigued with that. I want to play a role in being able to help LeGrand be the town that it truly wants to be. And so when I saw the building and I saw what could be inside, I just felt like there was a definite need for having a grocery store that was a little bit different, where there was some fun, there was some theater, and some products that people couldn't buy anywhere else. And so I became committed to wanting to make this store work. I believe when a city lays out a good long-term plan, it takes into account all the elements that puts together a really good city. So your residential area, your older downtown area, if you have a retail area outside of the downtown area, and that there's some kind of vision that's behind all of that that pulls it together as you go down the road. I think there's definitely room, even with a well laid out plan, that you continue to look for ways to shift it to meet changing needs as they occur, but that a city should have a well thought out plan. And I believe that everybody in the community has a right to participate in developing that plan, that their voice needs to be heard in a way that reflects the growth and the direction that the city's going to go. So I'd heard about the warming station just a couple days before the city was going to meet. And then I was intrigued by it, went to the meeting, and honestly thought that it was going to be a meeting that would allow input for the warming station. And when I arrived, what I heard was that pretty much the decision had been made to do that. And I guess I was a little taken back by the fact that there wasn't better notice that had gone out. And it just felt it would be important that not only myself, but other businesses in this community could participate in that process. What I heard that night, honestly, tore at my heart. The people that don't have homes, a lot of people that are very vulnerable, and particularly with the winter coming on, and that there was a need. And I understand that, I appreciate that, and truly would love to be a part of looking and helping for the solution for that. What I heard that night was that the warming station would provide for up to a maximum of 26 people. And I also heard that night that the need was way greater than that. And I just felt like that the time and energy being spent that gets us to finding solutions should be where it's actually focused on the greater need of the people. By signing the appeal, I felt that it would give us time to be able to find a better long-term solution, one that would better fit the needs of the people in this community. And particularly after attending that meeting and hearing about the number of people that are in need, that a better, well-designed facility would be the better longer-term solution. And I'm a person of faith, and I believe that if we do that, that even the people in the short term could be taken care of. That we'll find a way to do that as a community. You know, I recognize that there is a need, both for shelter and for food. Since we've opened, we have donated more than 12,000 pounds, which equates to over $3,000 a month to Community Connections with really no financial gain for ourselves. Truly, it's been for the community. And we're just looking to continue that process, knowing that everything we do here supports the community in a lot of different ways.
Hi, I'm Spring Roberts. I own the Baby Cakes Bakery and Grand Lumiere Event Center, and I've been part of the Marketplace project and development for the last 9 years. I think as a citizen, one that I feel is compassionate for my community by all means, I really felt torn, also understanding that I'm also a business owner, and I also have that entity to look out for as well. And so it's a few different hats to wear, and it can be it can be a struggle to know what that needs to absolutely look like at every turn. I think that because my business has been involved, and because we've cared deeply as a business, as an individual, and as the marketplace, us being able to be invited to that table to bring about solutions was what really prompted the concern about what was happening. I was shocked to find out the downtown businesses were not necessarily contacted ahead of time, invited. I mean, no one came by to see us or talk to us or anything. And here we are within a couple blocks. And we're actually businesses and business owners that care deeply and are already reaching out to our community. We would love to be a part of those greater solutions. And I think finding out the day of the city meeting happening for planning for their permit approval, we didn't find out till maybe 11 o'clock that morning. And it came to shock to most people that it was happening. And the location of the proposed site for the shelter came as a shock to people. It was all brand new to us. So we really entered the meeting that evening kind of unsure where it was even at in its staging and what to expect. And the greater concern, that was the concern. We really feel it has done a disservice to our community to not allow the businesses to be properly informed, not allow the businesses to come to the table. There absolutely probably were going to be fears, potentially unfounded fears, but fears nonetheless that may be valid. And I think being invited ahead of time to that conversation probably could have made this outcome look a lot different at this stage. We did invite the warming station to the marketplace just following a few days following the planning meeting, invited them to the table. I mean, meaning like we are injecting ourselves into this conversation and we have a right to do so. And it's our duty to do so. And I think we definitely made it known from the beginning that we have been in complete support of a warming shelter for our community. We just had questions that could have been answered ahead of time that we are now asking. And we just wanted to be a part of that process. And whether we chose to take a neutral stance or be a part, I think we would have been a part. I think we would have wanted to be a part of that. I chose to appeal on this permit for the warming station. I think because we weren't in the conversation, small business. And for the city to have only required 100-foot notice from the permitted space, that that excluded the rest of the neighborhood from that. And we all are here. And as businesses, we're the first line defense. We're the place that people in need tend to be walking into, whether we're a place they can sit, whether they can buy a little bit of what we have, or they're looking for warmth or whatever. We see them and we interact with them. And I have people sit in my shop for hours. And when I go to lock up at the end of the night, if I could be a part of the greater conversation, I would be able to be front and center in that person's life of saying, here's some resources for you. Do you know that this exists? Do you know that that exists? That I'm an ally. I'm a friend of the warming station. I think when you involve all of the disciplines that are in our community, and that's our faith-based, our nonprofits, our health, our law enforcement, our private sector, our city, our county, our state, when we all come together at the table and we are protecting all people in our decisions, especially at the very vulnerable to begin with, we all get to be a part of a story that is winning, saving lives, helping people, building vitality into our community, and just bringing about overall health for our community. So this last year, I had people kind of knew that I reached out to people. I have a real heart, especially for young teenage moms, because I was one, and I experienced homelessness in it, and absolutely utilized the system that was in front of me as a hand up to bring my life up to where it is now. And so I've looked at the services and the hands up as opportunities. And I took those opportunities when they came in front of me. And so last year I got a call for a girl that was out walking the street in the middle of the night, a young pregnant teen. And we got connected to find out where they were, and we went out searching for her, and we found her, and we were able to take her to the warming station. And having that ability to do that, and of course, there's just others. I've helped a lot of young teenage moms, and that's really been a passion of mine. But that's because it is personal for me. We've also had, in my family, I've seen alcoholism and drug abuse to the degree of it being so broken. Firsthand experiencing that, and it has felt hopeless at times. So when you come across someone that is at the crossroad of bettering their life and making that choice, I am right there ready with them to help them along, and have employed people that are recovering addicts to bring them along, to give them a hand. And I know they have a lot going against them, but man, when someone's ready to change their life, I mean, that's I want to be right there. I want to be in that crossroad when they're ready, because that's what people did for me, and it's what I hope every human being would do for another human being.
Local developer Adelsberger delivered a statement that has been posted on our Facebook page. Adelsberger said in part, "Let's develop a comprehensive and strategic action plan that combats the division of our community and unites us as we collectively find a solution for those experiencing homelessness."
The Grande City Council will consider the appeal at a regular meeting on December 4th. In a press release, city staff announced the council will consider written public comments submitted to the planning department by November 15th. Comments may be submitted after that date, but they will not be included in the city council's meeting materials.
Contact information to submit comments is listed below. The City Council will hold a regular meeting on November 6th, but they will not be accepting any public comment related to the warming station at that time. We will be hearing from representatives of the warming station soon.